What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's go, man. Come on, everybody, roll up in, man. We America. I love America. Such a beautiful place. Such a beautiful place, and we got one of the greatest presidents. Just so grateful to have our president. I truly am. I mean, it couldn't be better than what it is right now. We got no worries about people coming into the country. That's a plus. You know, we actually show that we got some damn balls because Trump got some balls, man. Trump's the man. You know what I'm saying? And he's very transparent. Very transparent. I appreciate every aspect of the fact that of his transparency. It's incredible. And I think the ICE operations are going well, extremely well, considering you only had basically those two agitators who lost their lives. Yeah, that's very unfortunate. But yeah, clearly both agitators, and they suffered a sad fate. You know. However, reality is what was it, like 1 million people self-deported? They took advantage of that free flight out with a little pay, and I'm proud of all those people, because that just goes to show that they really want to be a part of America. And I mean, if we're going to be talking about, you know, ICE coming after people who want to do the right thing, then go back home and come back the right way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, but that's the thing that I'm noticing though. We all know, I believe we all know and are fully aware that ICE is doing the right job. Trump is doing a good job, but the media and the Democrats and some elite, some form of something, is determined to convince everybody that that's not the case, that things are all bad and nothing's gonna go well and we should be worried about humanity and this, that, and the third. But to me, from what I see, is everything's good. The prices of things, I believe, is technically affected by the owners of the businesses. At this point, I'm noticing if I go to one store, it's a complete different outcome than another store, and I'm seeing that, so I'm realizing it's just certain businesses are deciding to up their prices because a lot of people are actually believing that tariffs are making everything go up, as if, well, what was the excuse before? That's my question. You know what I mean? Before tariffs and everything was already up, what exactly what was the excuse for that? Because now the alleged, because of the tariffs, prices are going up. They've been up. They were way up. The whole election campaign was about affordability because everything was expensive already. So to say that the tariffs made things more expensive is like, it's almost like weird, because it's not true, but people are actually using it and taking advantage of it. Just like the family, what was it, that drove around into the protest on purpose with all their kids in the car, knowing that the agitators were going to be met with, the tear gas and all that stuff. And so this family literally drove intentionally right into the protest, and tear gas supposedly affected the child, right? Which is terrible. But they deliberately drove in there and then spun the story and said ICE attacked us. And the media ran with it and said, yes, they did, with no confirmation. Raised over $200,000 on a lie because they knew, hey, everybody's believing this bullshit anyway, so why not just start a GoFundMe? And these dumbass people are all pushing this narrative. Why not make money off of it? And they made money. They made 200 grand. Are you kidding me? I mean, poor kid had to suffer. The kid suffered because the kid had to be exposed to the tear gas, not because ICE is just, oh, we're just attacking people. No, because jackasses are literally taking advantage of the propaganda, which is sick. Because to expose your children, and I see a lot of them, like the kids weren't able to go to school. I got a notification myself, and I was told, if you send your kids to school, we're not responsible for what happens to them, because they could join the protests, and we're not responsible. So the school's sending text out to parents saying, we're not responsible. So what do you think most parents are going to do? They're not going to send their kids to school. And now, guess what mainstream says? Oh, everybody protested and they shut down school. Nobody went to school because of the protest. No, people didn't go to school because they didn't want their kids in harm's way. Because these stupid ass teachers are trying to get kids now. Because it's so pathetic that nobody's buying it. That they're like, yo, man, maybe we could trick the fucking kids. We got to trick the damn kids. We can't just get the adults with common sense. So now we got to trick the damn next generation. Like, that's how pathetic they are. They went, like, anytime you get kids involved with politics, I mean, come on, man. Something's wrong with these mother effers, man. And to me, it's a spiritual war. Like, you got to be pure evil to not, you know what I'm saying? Like, for one, you're bringing your kids into a nice protest. You're bringing children into a nice protest. You're literally affecting kids' education by participating in these stupid protests and this national shutdown. No, you guys are jerks. You guys are jerks, man. You guys are jerks, and you need to do better, But I can honestly say that all right, there we go. I think I'm back. So anyway, all I had to say is, I really support Trump. I really support our nation, securing our borders, making sure that the whole world understands, like, we need a reset. We need to understand and have a mutual understanding that, whatever country you're from, you got to do the best to make your country great. And if you're going to come to America, then you come to America and you start flying American flags, and, you try to make America great. Otherwise, I'm still confused. Like, I'm not that confused, but I get it. But look, man, like, I guess it's like people that are like, I guess, like, we'll put it in NFL terms, right? Say they're a fan of, the Patriots, right? But they live in California, and it's like, yo, if you're a Patriots fan, why don't you go over there? You know what I'm saying? So when I see all these flags, I'm like, why don't you go there? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a Patriots fan, then why the hell are you showing up to the Tampa Bay game talking about, yo, Patriots, man? You're in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make sense to me. So, like, everybody with their own flags, I mean, put that shit in your fucking bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Or put it in your wallet. When you open your wallet and shit, you can look at it and remind yourself, this is where I'm really from. Well, if that's what you need to do, then go back, you know what I'm saying? So you don't forget where you actually came from and why the hell you left it to come here in the first place. I mean, honestly, I see what it is. It's just a matter of, bringing people here to basically take everything from America and then bring it back to their own countries and shit, while they sit there and say, yeah, my country, my country, my country. Yeah. But they want to be here, and they want the laws to be enforced in their favor so they can sit here and say, my country. How the hell? Like, nah, this don't make no damn sense. Y'all making shit up so that way y'all could have your own, like, way. Nah, man, that's like saying, I'm gonna come to your house, I'm gonna rearrange the furniture the way I like it, I'm gonna take what I want from your house, and I'm gonna send it back to my house, and you can't do nothing about it because the Constitution says right here that I have the right. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about, man? Like, you going back to your country any fucking way. That's the thing that kind of trips me out about this whole ICE and immigration shit. Majority of these motherfucking immigrants go back to their country anyway. They don't even fucking stay here. How many of y'all know these immigrants that don't go back? They all go back. They all send their money back. They all got a direct line in contact with their own people. You know how many times people ask me, where you from? Because you look Dominican. You look Puerto Rican. You look Colombian. They say that shit to me, right? When it's you're Mexican, right? And then they're like, hey, you look Asian. You from Asia? Motherfucker, we in America. Why you gotta be from any other fucking country? Why can't you motherfuckers just be like, yo, man, like, what's up? How you doing? No, you get the where you from. Everybody has heard that shit from these fucking immigrants. Come on, man. That's how you know a motherfucker's an immigrant. Where you from, man? Where you from? Well, I'm from America, motherfucker. What the fuck you mean where I'm from? Right here. Where the fuck you from? And now I know too, like, I don't even worry about all the races, because I'm starting to notice like the biggest races are just Democrats. And in a sense, like, there ain't really a such thing as a Democrat or a racist. It's really just a spiritual thing, because the reality is like, y'all ain't Democrats, y'all ain't left, far left, none of that. Y'all are just sick. Y'all don't care about women. Y'all don't care about children. Y'all all about abortion. Like, that's just sick to me. You know what I'm saying? You're all about taking from somebody else for yourself. But then you're gonna claim it's stolen. How you gonna claim it's stolen land when you literally just came over here and got a piece of it for nothing? Nobody's illegal on stolen land. So that means everybody can come here and take whatever the fuck they want. All right, you gotta let me understand this, man. Gotta help me understand this. How they get the opportunity to take whatever they want? How does that add up? You come here and get your job, and you want to adapt to culture. Not that Hollywood culture though, because that Hollywood culture is trash, man. I saw a shocking reaction and shit. Garbage. It's trash. The Grammys was garbage. Giving awards to these people with political narrative. That's all they went there for. It was literally an ICE protest. It wasn't even Grammys. It was an ICE protest and awarding people who are protesting. And then the media responding with, well, what's the problem? Even what was it, TMZ? Those freaking clowns. I haven't looked at that TMZ stuff for so long. Somebody else covered it and they showed it, and I'm like, damn, these people are getting old, man. They don't get tired of this shit. They look miserable. They just look like a couple of lying ass motherfuckers that don't care. And you know, because the minute you prove that they're wrong, they can come up with a news story. And it's just like, yo, man, like, it's so hilarious because it's like, yo, no matter which way you go, it's always gonna be a new story and a new lie and a new way to manipulate people into the same exact direction, though. So like, it's like no matter which way you look at it, either you're putting America first or you're not. It's like the minute you say nobody's, the minute you say stolen land, America, you don't even respect the land that you're on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have no respect for where you even live. You know, I was told that was a deep statement. Stolen land. This is God's earth. So anybody who claims anything essentially is stealing, if that's the case. This is God's earth. If you claim any part of any of this, then essentially you're stealing, you know, the stolen land, right? Like, You mean to tell me? No. So that's why I don't believe none of this stuff, man. I don't believe none of the media. I don't believe none of the Hollywood. Anything that really goes against Trump at this point, I'm just not buying it. I kind of like I listen to it and I'm like, does this really make any sense, or is this meant to get me upset? And I think most people need to realize that's the most important part. Is this actually good for me or not? And a lot of people hear it and they get enraged, and you got to ask yourself, is this really how I want to feel? Why do I get enraged every time I'm listening to Hollywood or the media? Like, why do they say words that are meant to trigger me to be upset? And why is the same direction of upset towards, we should be upset that there's homeless people, not upset about how ICE conducts immigration enforcement. We should be upset that the price of living is crazy. We should be upset not about Jeffrey Epstein style files not releasing Trump evidence. Like, seriously, we should be upset that it's been around for fucking how long and nobody's released this shit until Trump. If anything, you should be happy, like, yo, Trump's the first fucking one to release this shit. But instead, we're upset that Trump's not in it. Not satisfied that we got it all released now, which proves that the victims. Come on now. Victims? Seriously? Oh, you care about them now? And Jay-Z, we already knew that was a funny dude, man. Anybody that moved the way they move in the game and everybody starts dying and shit, come on, man. Just look at it this way, right? You guys can keep rocking with the blue. You can keep rocking with the Rockefellers and all that crap. You know what I'm saying? Because I always have my thing about Jay-Z. I always thought he was funny. I was like, dude, man, everybody was rocking gold until he started talking about this platinum and dumb shit, right? And it's like, who the hell needed that? He made everybody give up their gold. And everybody started switching to diamonds and platinum and shit. And everybody gave up gold. You know how precious gold is? Fucking platinum. Platinum ain't worth more. Neither is diamond. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Now everybody want to be shiny and shit. That's stupid. People gave up so much because of that guy. A lot of careers. A lot of people give him praise almost as if like they know there's consequences if they don't. Or as if they know every time I mention your name, I'm going to get a paycheck. I don't know which way that actually goes and applies, but I just know it seemed really fucking funny and none of it actually amounted to shit. I think that Tupac made it very clear that, like, there's a difference between somebody who's about something and who's not, and people that aren't. And in my opinion, those are the types of people you got. You got the people that all out, and you have the people that just hide in the shadows. And just look at all the ones that hide in the shadows. And when they do come out, what do they come out for? The same fucking media shit. That's all they repeat, because they know that if they don't jump on that media train and they don't do what they're supposed to do, then they're irrelevant. Why do you think Jay-Z put Bad Bunny into the NFL? Because he wants to be relevant. He wants his name to be mentioned over and over and over again. Because he's so obsessed with himself that's how he lives. Unfortunately, now that we know he's in the Epstein files, he's probably like, oh shit, I don't really want my name out there as much. But come on, man, everybody knew it. Everybody knew something was funny, man. Look at all the little girls he was messing with anyway. Like Beyonce and a little girl. Come on, man. Beyonce, a little girl, man. You think Beyonce like a little girl? In my eyes, man, that was a little girl. Especially back in 98 or 99? Come on now. Independent question. That nigga was rapping to all these chicks and shit. The young ones too. Like, that's the thing people don't realize, man. Jay-Z was, when they were saying 30s, he was saying 30s and the 20s. Your boy was damn near 30 in the 90s, yo. You know what I'm saying? And once rumor got out how old he actually was, that's when he was like, yeah, 30's the new 20. And everybody's like, yeah, that shit's cool. Nah, nigga, it ain't. Because you basically saying 30-year-olds can pretend to be 20-year-olds and holler at teenagers. That's nasty. Y'all gotta cut that out. I always knew something was funny, man. Him and Jermaine Dupri. I thought Jermaine Dupri was pretty suspect. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too much, but like, him with little Bow Wow and all the little kids, crisscross and all that. I was always just like, man, like, what's going on with these dudes, man? Usher was young, Bieber was young. I'm like, yo, why are they picking out all these young people? You know, and then you got all the young people younger than that just worshiping them. And I'm like, damn, yo, for the last 20 years, you know, I was like, I remember Hannah Montana, you know what I'm saying? Before Miley Cyrus and Wrecking Ball and shit like that. And I'm just like, look at how quick they changed and you know, which direction they took, you know what I'm saying? And even Britney Spears, she came into the game and, you know, she was a pop star and then boom, everything went crazy with her and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is like people who don't want to be a part of that shit, they get called crazy. The people who are a part of that shit, they get defended. They get all the support, you know. And so I'm starting to, I look at it all and I'm like, it is what it is, right? You gotta love the way the world is because it is what it is. You can't, you can and you can try to make a difference in this world, but the best you can do is just see what's going on and fall back. Let it be. Don't jump into these protests. Don't bring your children out into the protests. You know, if you have to do homeschooling, you know what I'm saying? It's going to show. These teachers can't get paid to have nobody in the classroom. You know, at the end of the day, you know, let it all backfire on them because if they're going to be pushing for freaking protest, then we need some new teachers, man. We can't have teachers out here protesting. Like, I don't got time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's already laws in place that they ain't gonna be rolling up in your schools and shit. Like, come on, man. But you can't sit there and say that you're not creating safe havens. You're creating safe spaces for these criminals. This whole thing against ICE is basically a way to create a safe place for criminals. You know, it's like, look, let us just have this neighborhood to commit crime in because we need to be able to sell our drugs and commit our crimes. Essentially, this is the Democrats' argument. You know, they're like, yo, man, let us commit our fucking crimes. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of criminals to feed, and you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of families out there, and the more you're not letting us commit our crimes, it's like a crime, you know, against humanity because you're not letting us commit our crimes. That's a crime. You know, everything's been going fine. I mean, the economy's been getting worse. The country's been in a downfall. We had to, you know, flood the country with millions of people to try to, like, you know, revive it because we were going in such the wrong direction that, you know, we just had to get all these, you know, basically slave wage workers to come in and, you know, kind of replace the workforce so that way we don't have to pay American citizens that we supposedly care about. Yo, like the whole game is like, wait, what? And everybody's gonna be turning their head around, like trying to figure this stuff out because, like, that's the objective. The objective is to get you to be confused and not know what the heck is going on. But it's pretty simple. You know, you pretty much just got good and evil. When people say politics is one bird with this, with, you know, two wings of the same bird or two sides of the same coin and all this other dumb shit, look, man. There's more than two sides to of a coin. For one, there's definitely two wings on one bird, but what? Well, both hands work the same too? Is that what you're trying to say? Your left hand work the same as your right? We all ambidextrous? Like, come on, man. Like, each one works differently. Trust and believe. They each work differently. Yes, we're supposed to be all united, but we've got to be able to unite to our differences in order to create a stronger environment for ourselves and safer environment to live in so we can actually be prosperous, you know, and have an opportunity to improve our lives independently. Not this whole fucking open up doors and allow people to just jump on a gravy train. What? Imagine if when they ended slavery, they just set up the same fucking gravy train that they're setting up for these immigrants that these ICE protesters are fighting for. These ICE protesters are fighting for immigrants to be able to jump on a gravy fucking train. To basically get all the rights that people who fought in wars to get rights, okay? Just bypass all of that. That's what ICE is screaming. I mean, the protesters are screaming. The protesters out here, the agitators, the rioters, peaceful protesters. They're out here literally advocating for a gravy train to be available for anybody who wants to come to America. But what about Americans? We don't even got a fucking gravy train. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You got homeless people on the streets and shit. You got addicts that you're not helping, get their lives back together and stuff like that. That should be a law. If you see somebody homeless or addicted to drugs, bring them to a recovery center. Like, they're so concerned about keeping guns out of people's hands. How about mental health? Make sure that people are, happily living by, being productive in their lives. Literally, the only way to be happy in life is to be productive. If you're not productive, you're not going to be happy. And that's why these protesters are so angry, because it's not productive, not successful. They're just continuously failing, and the only success they've had is Minneapolis with 2 people losing their lives, and that's considered success to them, because now they can just talk about that as, oh, this is why we don't need ICE. Well, what about the rest of the fucking country? You got 49 other fucking states that didn't have any crazy shit like this happening, so you mean to tell me one outweighs 49? I mean, damn, man, I'm sorry that people are dying and shit, but what about all the victims of fucking these aliens? What, they just don't matter? And the Grammys, the one thing I noticed about the Grammys that kind of like made me see them for what they were is that when what's his face, Jelly Roll, Jellyfish, whatever the hell his name is, he started talking about Jesus or something. Wasn't nobody standing up, no standing ovation. But your homeboy said, nobody ICE, or whatever the fuck, Bobby Doby Dummy, Bad Dummy, or whatever the fuck his name is. Whatever his name is, that guy says something about ICE, and oh, we're so excited. But the Jellyfish dude mentions freaking Jesus. He ain't hear crickets. Spiro. And what did he say too? He was like, oh, they're probably gonna cut me off, probably ain't gonna want me to say this. Why would the Grammys be against you but not against everybody else? Maybe because it was all set up to be one way, and he had to sit there and clarify, hey, look, I don't even know nothing about nothing, man. I ain't even mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had to explain himself for saying Jesus. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. He had to explain why he didn't participate in the protest. Instead of them saying, yo, that was a beautiful speech. That was a beautiful speech. That brought tears in my eyes, man. Like, damn, man, like, you overcame so much, and Jesus helped you do that? That's strong, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jesus helped you get there and be successful, and you giving shot, what? Before I thank God, I want to say fuck ICE. Bro, you got that motherfucker getting. And then the person that's sitting there saying, yo, you probably ain't gonna want to hear this shit, but thank you, God. And no round of applause? Grammys. Something wrong with y'all. Something wrong with y'all, man. So I ain't got nothing to say about it. I just feel like y'all done did it all wrong, man. Y'all definitely did it wrong, man. The Grammys is... So I don't really watch that type of stuff, but I heard about it, so I did a little peeking, and once I seen what I saw, the whole nobody is on stolen land. Like, who's this little demonic looking woman? Like, she looks demonic. She looks like she needs security, like, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that she don't hurt nobody. She looks like she about to go cuckoo crazy. I can understand people go through some tough times and stuff, but we don't need to amplify it with people like her. What the hell is she even talking about? A little white girl talking about nobody's on stolen land. What? I'm so tired of like these silly ass people. And they're like, why? Where was this outrage for just people that are struggling in general? Where is the protest for like, yo, let's protest homelessness, let's protest abortions? Why not just help people have families? Villages come together and we all work together to help each other out. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to shut down ICE so that way we have a safe place for criminals to fucking dwell. Like, yo, Democrats, what is your argument here? oh, they're good people. Then let them go back to their country and come back the right way. People, why can't they just fly back home and come back the right way? That was the thing, you know what I'm saying? Just fly back home. You know, don't they get like $1,000 shit? What? If man, give me $1,000 to go fly somewhere, I'll go. I'll go. Just let me know how long I got before I can come back. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. The fact that they don't want to, the fact that 1 million people did that and actually said, yeah, I'm going to go and I'll come back the right way. Because all the people that came ain't got no permanent stay. It's temporary anyway. But they come in here like it's permanent. Like getting out, like walking on the street makes you a citizen. That's like saying if I walk in your yard, I'm the owner of your house. I own your house now. I walked in your yard. Shit, you left the door open. This is my house. That's your logic. It don't work like that. How? How does it work like that? I'm sorry, but that little girl that said that, you know, stolen land crap, girl, open up your doors. I'm gonna come to your house and you tell me that once I walk in your house and I say this is my house, that you gonna say, oh, you're right. This is stolen land, you're right. So I can go to her house and just chill? Because, you know, it'd probably be a lot easier for me to just go to her house and take advantage of whatever the hell she's got. You know, eat her food, sleep in her beds, you know, use her showers, do laundry in her house, ask her butlers and security to, you know, run to the store and get groceries for me and, you know, do my errands and my daily deeds. And while I just chill and think of lyrics to sing depressingly. Anyway, I guess that's my take on it all. America first, man. If you got your flags and stuff, that's cool. Do your flags, you know what I'm saying? In your own privacy. But I'm starting to think like I'm gonna buy a bunch of American flag stickers. And for everybody I see with a little country that ain't America, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick it on their car and be like, let me help you out, because I got you, you know what I'm saying? Let me help you out so you blend in a little bit better. Because right about now, you screaming you don't like America and don't want to be here. Like, take that shit down, put it in your pocket. We don't want to see it. We don't. I don't care where you from. You here now. Ain't that what they were saying back in the day? It ain't where you from, it's where you at. You here. And if you ain't here, and you want to be here, just come here the right way. So that way we can all work together. That's beautiful. I don't care where the hell you're from. You want to come here and you want to do things the right way, let's do it the right way. If you just want to come here and take advantage of, you know, everybody that's here, I feel some type of way about that. And I don't care who supports you taking advantage of people that are here, because they're doing good. The media, they're doing great. 6-figure salaries just to read a teleprompter. Hollywood, they're doing great. Same thing, reading teleprompters and reading scripts. You know, these are all people that read scripts. Musicians, Hollywood, media, they're all script readers. They just read scripts. They don't do anything but read scripts and get paid millions in dollars or 6 figures a year annually. Meanwhile, everybody else who's actually working hard and busting their butts, what are we getting? We're paying for all the people that are coming here to basically, as you know, Democrats say, to wipe the ass. All the people that are coming here to wipe the ass. Remember that one Democrat? Who's going to wipe her ass? We're not going to have anybody to wipe her ass if we get rid of the immigrants. That's what they said. Ooh. They want y'all here. That's why they protesting. They need you to wipe their ass. Ooh. Damn, imagine that.